I'm going to bring Dameon up here. He's going to talk to you guys for about 30 minutes on what his efforts are on the social media side. Okay? And once you guys identify what tools he's using and how he's using them, we're then going to watch a movie that dives a little bit further into techniques used in social media to obtain clientele. Okay? And you guys can kind of cross-reference the two and identify, we'll talk about it after the movie, we'll identify how many of those that Dameon is actually using. Okay? So without any further, Dameon, come on up. And if you don't, it's Dameon.
How are you guys doing? It looks like lunch may have slowed you down a little bit. So let's talk about how you make money. The only thing I've done longer than commercial real estate over a 20-year career is CRM and sales and productivity training. So it's kind of my specialty. It's what I do. I'm going to talk fast and cover a lot of material in the 30 minutes, and you're going to want to take notes. I want to show you basically kind of to segue off of what Pete was saying about it's not just enough to have social media presence. You put up a profile, you move on to the next. You know, people, whether it's LinkedIn, they invite you to connect. It's Facebook. You know, you want you to like something, they want to be your friend. It's like you accept. That's not enough, especially when there are literally millions of people engaged in the same type of social media presence and trying to do lead gen or lead generation for their businesses through social media. So you definitely want to have, obviously I can name the sites you want to have a profile on Facebook, although it's less important, you still have to do it. LinkedIn for sure, and what you want to do in these sites like Twitter as well, if you're a real estate agent or real estate license as well, activerain.com is a great site. It's a community strictly of realtors and real estate professionals from across the country. What you want to do when you get to these sites is you want to join relevant groups. You want to create groups. There's a group I created on one of my LinkedIn profiles, and I have multiple. You can have more than one profile. And it's called REMP, R-E-M-P. If you guys aren't a member of REMP, go join today. I have 3,600 members in REMP. I started 7 years ago. As the moderator and the owner of the group, I can send an announcement every 7 days on LinkedIn. I can do a message, put whatever subject I want, boom, and it sends out to all 3,600 members of mine in the REMP group. And I get 10 to 20 new requests for membership every single day. So it's well worth doing it. You start a group, you want to promote that group. And what I really want to convey in the time that I have is that whatever you do on social media, it's not good enough just to do it on social media. You've got to get outside of social media to drive people to your social media profiles and presence. And there are many ways you can do that. Pete already alluded to several, and I use all of them. I use lead pages, capture forms, anything I can use as a lead capture device. And there are systems that you can use to do this. Video is also very powerful, and we use video. We do workshops. Everything we do, and if you look at what I do, my team does, my partners do, everything we do is designed to generate leads. Everything. I've been doing this, as I said, for a long time and teaching at a national level even, and I ask everybody in the room, whether they're Kirby vacuum salespeople, real estate agents, mortgage professionals. I've had seminars that had 10 people. I've had seminars on the national stage for Century 21 that had 2,700 or more. So I don't care who's in the room or how many people, I deliver the same message. And the message is, you're in a lead generation business. So as a salesperson in the room, if I ask, let's pretend we're at one of my seminars, and I say, so what do you think the primary function is of your job, regardless of what industry you're in sales? So what is the primary function of your job? And people raise their hands, you're cheating. People will raise their hands and they'll say, to help people buy and sell real estate, to help people achieve the American dream. These are all good answers, but they're the wrong answer. They're byproducts of the correct answer. Your function every single day as a sales professional is to get up, put your pants on, do whatever you got to do, get out the house, go out in the world and meet people. That's it. That is your primary function. Everything else that comes of that is fruit from the tree. Your job is to go out into the world, meet people, collect their information, and as I call it in my book, The ABCs of Prospecting, shameless plug for my book, it's called Feed the Whole. That's what I call it, Feed the Whole. So you go out into the world, you collect people's information, you bring it back, and you feed the whole. Anyone want to guess what the whole is? A reference to?
Like,
How about your database? Your business. Your database is your business. I teach that. And if you don't understand that, then hopefully you'll leave here today understanding that. Your business is your database and vice versa. So when you go out into the world conducting your primary function, you're collecting people's information, whether it's email, name, phone number, whatever you can collect that allows you to effectively communicate with them. Then you bring that back, you enter that into your database, and you feed the whole. As your database grows, your business grows. I'll say that again. As your database grows, your business grows. A stagnant database is a stagnant business. You will not grow. So let's talk about how we lead gen and capture. And Pete brought up a very good point about opt-in. And the lead forms and lead pages that I use, they convey opt-in. So when you, and actually some of them have a feature on it they call a double opt-in. So not only do they give the address and their name, which is by law opting in, but then there's a confirmation email that goes to them. If you want that feature, you can turn it on like a light switch. They get an email in their inbox and they have to confirm that they've opted in. So that's called a double opt-in, and when you get that, you're just straight, you're safe. No worries, because now they've double opted in.
And then just to input on that, essentially the data that needs to be recorded to prove the opt-in is the email address, the person's name, their IP address, and the date and time that they opted in. Because if you're ever asked, can you prove this person opted in, you have to be able to produce that information.
Yeah, and the widgets I use, the systems I use, store that information for you. So people can't then later say or claim that, no, I didn't opt in. Yes, you did. I can cite you the specific time and day that you did. So I use a system. One of the things we use was introduced to me by my partner, one of my team members, Michael Andrews. It's called VPI, Virtual Personal Introduction, VPI. VPI is a mobile optimized website, essentially, that you can give out as easily as texting someone the link to it. They open that link and everything populates in their phone. It's like a virtual business card, but it's so much more than that. This is my VPI site, and as you can see, the V card is part of it. So it's more, people say, well, that's like a V card. Well, no, V card's inside of it, but it's much more than that. So it's actually a website, and you can create pages and links, which will take people to various places wherever you want them to go. More about me, so you got like an about you page.
You might want to explain to them what a V card is. Probably have some people.
It's a digital, basically a digital identification card or business card. So with the download of a V card, you can transmit them through email as well. The recipient has all of your pertinent information that you enter into that.
With also import directly into your contact centers.
Yeah, and Outlook as well. So this is
so
just one of the
website. What's the website to download that?
Actually, this is not free. VPI is a program that has a cost. I think it's a $100 setup cost and $19 or $24 a month. And you can contact Michael Andrews himself, actually. He can set that up for you if you're interested. But we're talking about video. I won't play the whole video, but this is my commercial. We have a 2-minute commercial. It's embedded in the VPI. So it talks about commercial finance. There is audio, but we don't have a system hooked up here. But
We should.
Well, it might interfere with the microphone too.
yeah, because we're doing the webinar. Yeah.
How many videos can you put on that?
There's no limit.
So you can kind of have different pages.
You can create a page of videos if you want. So if you want to talk about in a 1-minute video, you want to talk about the alternative end of commercial finance. On another one, you want to talk about the institutional, traditional end of commercial finance. You want to talk or have even more specificity and talk to restaurant owners. You can have as many videos as you want. So there's some really cool music playing right now. I wish you could hear it, but that's my commercial. And I can text everyone in the room my VPI with one stroke if I have your phone numbers. It's that easy. So it's just one of those things we use. When we talk about using video to lead gen, there's always got to be a call to action. can't just play a video for the purpose of just having a video. You should be directing or asking the viewers to do something. Either email you, call you, you should speak to them, identify a problem, and then identify yourself as the solution to that problem. If they need money, capital, they can't keep their lights on, they can't make payroll this month, introduce yourself then following that as the solution to that problem. Call me today. Let's talk about getting you a capital needs assessment done, free consultation. Let's see if your business is fundable. So keep that in mind. Yeah.
Can you not do that using YouTube?
Sure you can. You can't do the VPI using YouTube. You can put a video on YouTube
Yes,
and then
yeah.
use that link and promote that through email, social media. You can put it on your Facebook page. You can embed it in your LinkedIn profile. You can do all sorts of things with video. My recommendations on video, thank you. My recommendations on video would be to keep it to less than 2 minutes, 2 minutes or less, and stay to a singular message. If you guys have other businesses or multiple platforms, don't try to do one video that's an amalgamation of everything. Don't do that. Make specific, short, direct, succinct videos delivering a singular message. Anything beyond that, you will lose people, literally. They're gone. You have but a moment to capture people. And if you blow that moment, they're gone. Fortunately, there's plenty more people where that one came from, but you still need to work on capturing people and increasing your conversion rate. Conversion rate is simple. It's very simple. It's the rate of people who see your message or hear your message in comparison or ratio to how many actually follow through on a call to action, contact you, turn into a prospect. So the cycle is we go from a lead to a prospect, and then it's closed business. Or lead, prospect, client, then closed business. Everyone got that? Lead, prospect, client, closed business. And that all starts with lead generation and lead capture. Let's see. Okay, so these are some of the lead devices I use, or lead capture devices I use, and everything you see here that I do, I tie into social media. So I started by saying it's not enough simply to have a social media presence. You've got to do something with it. You can't just have it. I mean, respond to the random or people who may comment on something you post. We'll get into what you should post in a second, but you've got to do something with it. And these things, these devices, these lead capture tools offer you excellent options for what you can do to proactively utilize, as people suggesting, your social media profiles. So this is a lead capture device from, and I should write all these down, but if you can follow with me, this one is from getresponse.com. The basic account for GetResponse is, and they have different account levels, but the basic is $15 a month. And I'll explain what you get with that in just a moment. Just let me get through it. So right here, this is a lead capture device or a lead form. And you can ask for whatever you want. You can build out these forms. They provide thousands of templates at GetResponse for you to design your own. For the $15 a month, the basic account, you get an unlimited number. You can create 10 today and 50 tomorrow, 1,000 next month. There's no limit. You just keep creating them, and each one you create generates a unique URL or web link or address. So then you can take that as a hyperlink and you can promote that in social media and various places. You also get, along with that unique URL, you also get an embed code. For those of you who don't know what that means, is when you do a YouTube video, it can generate a link. You can take that link and you can distribute it via email. People can click that link in their inbox and your video will open up. An embed code is HTML coding that allows you to actually embed the video in a page. So if you have a website, so that they're not going from your website to YouTube, so that they're not going from here to there. The embed code essentially builds or loads the video player, right there at the site, whether it's a web page, a blog page, WordPress, or something of that nature. Right there, and they can click play and watch the video right there without leaving your site. Because it's hard enough to get people to get to your site. You don't want to have a bunch of things on there that have them clicking and there they go again. There's no guarantee they're going to come back. So whenever possible, yeah, exactly. Whenever possible, if you can keep them there, that's what it's all about. So it's about getting them there, getting traffic to your site, and then retaining that traffic from those viewers. So this one, you fill out a business name. It can be literally, whatever it is. You just want to get something from them. When you start to, and they break this down scientifically, when you start to ask people for their phone number, their first and last name, and then you're still asking for the email address, they just kind of tend to not do it. Or they'll just lie. They'll put in, Bob Smith. Do we have any Bob Smiths in the room? I don't want to offend anybody. Okay, Greg Smith. No, but so you want to keep it as minimal as possible. They say, obviously, scientifically, when they keep statistics there, you're looking at the analytics of it all. The lead forms that simply ask for an email address are the tops. Those are the winners. But you've got to get, in our business, you want more than just an email address. You want some sort of affirmation that they want your product or service, or at least information about it. So if you look at this lead form right here, I'm speaking to specific target audience, retailers, merchants, restaurants. Get funds now. I hope you guys have been sitting here for the last 36 hours. I hope you can figure out that this is a message designed for merchant cash advances. So even if it didn't say it right there. So get cash in 3 to 5 business days or 3 to 5 days. So what happens is if they hit get funded, I capture their information. I have their email address, their business name. That is their opt-in. I then, through GetResponse, which is actually also a CRM and e-marketing or drip campaign software or platform, allows you to drip on your database through automatic emailing. You don't even have to be conscious that it's happening. They come in, the lead's captured, you can put them or assign them to a certain category, which then assigns them automatically or by default to a certain campaign. Press go on the campaign, and they start receiving the messages. The library of messages are in there, and most CRMs and drip marketing softwares have that, like Sales Aspects. So you have these libraries of campaigns, but you also have the ability to make your own or modify theirs. You can. No template is stagnant, so you can look at the template and you can put in your own little flair or whatever you want, and most importantly, your database contacts will receive these messages. You set the frequency. It can be 1 per week, once every other week, whatever you want to set the frequency for. And that's what my book talks about, by the way, the ABCs of prospecting. So contacts come in, they're either A, B, or C. A's are hot, C's are cold, but they all get messaged to. So the point of the system is that A contacts and A prospects need to be contacted more frequently, once a week, and it's a different message. You don't want to message C contacts with the same message that you're giving A contacts because they're not ready yet. Everything in the system that I created is about a state of readiness. You meet people every day, but not everyone you meet is ready for you that day. You don't just kind of like meet the people who have, another 3 months before their bankruptcy discharge matures, before they can qualify for a loan. Just meet them, oh, well, you're not ready to buy today, and you move on to the next person. Not only is that rude, it's pretty stupid. Because 3 months from now, when that person is ready to buy, where are you? But if you've been messaging to them, dripping on them for the last 90 days or 6 months or whatever it is, they're not going to get out when they're finally ready to qualify. And you have reminders set, as Pete was suggesting also. Most good CRM tools allow you to establish reminders. Call Greg. You are his agent by default because no one else is talking to him. You've been talking to him for 8 months. By the way, part of the communication, 1 or 2 touches per month, is a personal phone call. So you've been calling him once a month, or once every other month, depending on whether he's A, B, or C, in that state of readiness that I talked about. So you know this man. He knows you. You know where his kids are going off to college because 3 months ago, when he told you he was taking a trip down south so his daughter could tour a couple of schools, and then he got back and you had that in your call log, and you made your next reach-out call to him, you say, hey, by the way, how'd that trip to Southern Cal go? Did she decide on a school? 8 months later, of that type of communication, it's not a heavy investment. You know, also in my book, I talk about the art of the 2-minute phone call. People, I do it all the time in seminars. People they can't believe that you can have a deep, meaningful conversation in 2 minutes. You can get a whole lot out of someone in 2 minutes, and you can convey a whole lot in 2 minutes. 2-minute conversation is a healthy conversation if you know how to do it. So anyway, let's get back to the lead gen. This one, if they hit get funded, I capture their information. This one actually has a pretty cool little audio widget. You can set up an audio, so when they hit that, it goes to a redirect page, and in a nice, very pleasant female voice, it tells them, thank you for your subscription or opting in or whatever it is, and someone will be in contact with you shortly. On top of that,
there's only one thing better than a female voice. Proven thing better. And that's a female voice with a UK accent.
no joke, that's for real.
Really?
That's for real.
Oh, English.
That's for real. So once they get that, they also get an email in their inbox letting them know that, again, and you design that message, someone will be reaching out to contact them shortly. Thanks for your submission, your request for info, whatever it may be. So let's take a look at a different one. This is another lead page. This one, get ready to write down, is from leadpages.net. Leadpages.net. Leadpages is a bigger forum. It's specifically for lead pages and lead forms, and you can create hundreds of them, thousands. It's also, again, unlimited. They have a monthly basic account expense of $37 per month. That's the monthly on the basic account. They have different upgrade levels, but you get plenty of action, plenty of bang for your buck at the $37 level. You get unlimited lead forms, the ability to create and access their entire template library. And this is very similar as well. So this one, these can be set up with a little bit more complexity in depth than the get response ones. Get response, and I'm going to say this now, you can't really have one without the other. You have lead pages, you're going to need get response. There's other platforms out there. Get response is not the only one, but I priced them out. One was $19 a month, but for the money, at $15 a month, I found that get response delivered the same functionality. But basically, you have to have them both together because the leads that are captured from your lead pages, leadpages.net lead forms, they dump into get response. Get response is the base. It's the database holder. It's where your CRM takes place. It's where your drip marketing happens. The lead pages system doesn't have that. It's purely design and go for the lead forms. So this one here, business owners, you need money to grow. Is your business fundable? Free commercial finance review. Click here to request your assessment now. Guess what happens? They click there, they got to give me their email and their business name. They submit that, and then they'll hear from us shortly. They get an email response, just like get a response. Same thing happens, same thing transpires. I mean, these are incredible tools. I've got these embedded into my Facebook accounts. My lead forms are in my LinkedIn accounts. Active Rain, I've got different lead forms for every single purpose, and I do a whole lot. I've got lead forms for recruiting, building my team. I've got lead forms for everything, and I'm just getting started with it. I suggest you do so as well. So let's talk about the lead form. When you put lead forms out there and you think about using the templates to construct a lead form, there's a couple of things you want to think about. One is called WIFM. It's an acronym. Anyone know what WIFM means?
What's in it for them?
What's in it for me? WIFM. What's in it for me? That's the WIFM. So everything you do has got to have a WIFM. Scientifically, as we talk about the science of lead generation, and I'm very heavily into that, what they call it is a lead magnet. Everyone ever heard that term before? Lead magnet? So the lead magnet is simply what you're giving. So they're giving you want their business information, you want their business name and their email address, you want their phone number and their name, or whatever you're asking for. You've got to give something up to get that. So what are you willing to give? And that's your lead magnet. We talked something else about digital asset delivery. So digital asset delivery, that's the lead magnet. That can be a PDF. So if you offer someone, hey, get a report on property values in your neighborhood, that's the WIFM. You have that in a PDF so that when they opt in on your lead form, they're going to get that back from you. They know that's the expectation, that by opting in, I'm going to get in my email some PDF for a report on property values in my neighborhood. So I've got to provide, guess what? Now I need more information. I just need now, I need your home address, but give me your zip code. Let me know what area of the world you're in. So I've got your zip code, your business name, or your first name or whatever, and I've got your email address. And I'm making you double opt in. I've got you. I'm going to message you until you give me some business or you tell me to unsubscribe you. That's what we do. It may sound harsh, but this is business. You're in sales, so get over it. So in this one, as a good example, the question is your business fundable? Most business owners, what you'll find, I think Pete would concur, that most business owners, they need money. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a business owner that doesn't need money. Hey, do you need money? No. You may find business owners who don't want to take on the debt right now. Maybe there's something else going on, or they're already leveraged. Like, yeah, I mean, I need money, but no, I don't want to take on it. So that may be why you get a no, but generally every business owner needs money. So you ask them, is their business fundable? They know they need money, but they have no idea what that means, entails, involves, or what's required of them. They don't even know if they're fundable. So offer to let them know. Free commercial finance review. You know what that is. That's a working capital assessment form. That's the review. So this can be done remotely for people who are in, Florida, New York, Iowa, Idaho, whatever. Because it's simply conveying the message, I need this information. And guess what you get? It's about the information, feeding the whole. When you send someone a working capital assessment form so you can conduct or give them their free commercial finance review, you just got all their information. Now they've double opted in, they've expressed an interest and a desire for your product and service, they've given you everything you need to assess whether or not they can qualify for it. I'd say that's a prospect. Lead, prospect, client, close business. Everybody with me? I'm almost done. This was just another example of a lead form. This is a longer one where so we went from the get response one, which was a single, kind of like a sliver, and they've got broader forms as well. And then we went to kind of like a full page lead form where we're asking, is your business fundable? And now we've gone to just like a full, all out, like a web page, but it's still just a lead form. My video's embedded in it. So yes, I want to know if my business is fundable. They can click there and you know what happens. I've got a little profile in here. They can click this link. I've embedded my link to my VPI. You see how I have all these tools, but I use nothing as a standalone. Nothing is a standalone. I integrate everything I use. Everything. So everything's connected and cross-connected. All of my social media platforms are connected and cross-connected. Nothing is a standalone. So what you do is, because it's such an enormous network, the internet. You can't have these little remote locations here, there, and you've got something over. You've got to have connectivity, because what you do with connectivity is you create a broad net. And that's the only way you're going to catch anything in this huge entire internet. Raj is an internet expert, and I know he's shaking his head because he agrees with me. You've got to have a net. You've got to have a huge network. You've got to be able to have things, sure, in every different place and all around, but you've got to have them connected by some sort of linkage, call to action, click here to do this, and but wherever they bounce, as long as it's within your network, you still have the ability to capture them. So this goes on. It's actually even gives some brief descriptions of the products we offer. I mean, this is a really long one. And then right here, the newsletter I offer, that's embedded in there too. I do newsletters. Newsletters is also a feature in the Get Response system. So remember that. So newsletters, and that's a good thing, because when you're trying to have people opt in, you got to, again, like I said, you got to give them a reason to opt in. Why are they opting in? Well, maybe to subscribe to this newsletter, which promises to give them, vital information as a small business owner. So everything's interconnected. They got to this newsletter and the ability to subscribe and opt in for this newsletter from another lead page. I can do that, or I can offer them the ability to subscribe independently of everything else. But either way, I still capture their information. Anybody have any questions so far?
So the CRM that you're talking about, to get all those, what you just showed, what's the website for CRM?
Well, we've got a few. The back office that we have at ERS Funding is a CRM tool and a damn good one. The Get Response is what I'm using. In addition, and you can use them all. You don't have to use one. You want to have your database centrally located in one, and then maybe use different CRM devices or functionality for greater functionality. So, yeah.
Where do we start with this? So I'm just pretty much overwhelmed with all the acronyms and everything we're talking about. Where do I start just getting a concept down about it? Where do I start?
First thing you can do is give me about 10 minutes and you can watch a movie about it.
Is that with audio?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You're talking about all of the things going into the same database. Does the back office have the ability to, are you saving everything into the back office? Or like?
I transition. So the back office that we have through ERS Funding allows us some functionality to where we can drip on people, we can put them in campaigns, we can do this, that, and the other. But obviously these commercially available ones are going to be bigger and broader and badder with more bells and whistles, like the female voice thanking them for their opt-in. I don't know if that's a bell or a whistle, but I like it. You know, so from there you can transition in. The back office that we have through ERS Funding allows you to import your contacts or transfer them from one holding tank or temporary holding tank, if you want to view it that way, if you will, and into your main, from different buckets you can pour into the main basin.
What in your opinion, like what you're using, what software, what platform is where's your main one holding tank that has everything?
Right now it's in Get Response. I used to use Sales Aspects, but I no longer use Sales Aspects. Sales Aspects was connected to a whole network of websites that I no longer use. So I just dumped the Sales Aspects account, and now I'm using Get Response for about $60 less a month, by the way. So
Dameon,
Yeah.
when you get response from lead pages, do you have to physically do something, or when it gets to, does it just automatically go into Get Response, and does it then trigger?
everything is automatic and automated. So they fill out the lead form, they hit submit. They want to get their information, their digital asset. You want to deliver that digital asset to them. The delivery of that digital asset is automatic. You don't have to send them a PDF. So, oh, good, I got another lead, and send a PDF, because you hopefully will be getting 100 of those an hour. So that's got to be automated. So that's automated as well. Depositing them into a category, a specific category in your database, because I talk a lot about the segregation of your contacts based on their state of readiness, and what they need or what they want or who they are, whatever it may be, that's automatic. And then by being deposited in one of those predetermined categories, the messaging that starts to go out to them is all automated as well. You do nothing. You can go in and conduct maintenance on your stuff. You can go in there and change this account, or the mail out campaign or distribution. You can make changes like that. You can add new content to your library of drip campaigns and messages. You can do that kind of maintenance. I call that maintenance, but you don't have to proactively do anything with every individual lead that comes in.
What happens to that email? Is it stored in some email database?
What's that?
The email that you collect through Get Response, is it stored in some email database?
You can set up a notification so that if you go to one of my lead forms, or if you're somewhere and it pops up and you give me your information, you hit submit. You want whatever digital asset I've promised. I can get an email as a result of your action. I don't have to. I can just log into my system every day or every hour and see how many leads I got. So that's an option. You can have an email sent to you as a notification if you choose, but you don't have to.
I think what he's asking is, where is that email being stored?
Oh, in the Get Response. It's actually an email client as well.
So that's a database owned by them?
What's that?
Is it, okay, let's take a simple scenario. Let's say you are a restaurant owner, okay, and you got a splash page and you say opt in to get my coupons.
Mm-hmm.
And I go in there and I type in all my name, Raj, and my email address, whatever it is.
Right.
is this stored in a database owned by GetResponse?
Yes.
How much control do you have over the database?
So it's my account. So it's a password protected account. It goes into my database in my password protected account. Once it's there, I can manipulate the information. I can place people in different categories. I can assign different distribution protocols. I can do whatever I want to do.
No. That access you have, the question I'm asking is, what if somebody from GetResponse went and got these 100 because they're not just selling to you, they're selling to 100 other people.
Yeah.
There are all these email addresses that are coming into a domain that is owned by them. They're giving you a subdomain.
Yeah.
You think you have these 100 people, but what if these people went in and started spamming with over 100
The
other
easy
people?
answer to your question is, you have
You don't
no
have
control over that. I mean,
But if
it's
they
their
did, they wouldn't
software.
be in business.
That's right. If they ever got caught, they would be
It's
destroyed.
a matter of trust. You also have to keep in mind that in order for them to maintain their servers, they have to abide by the Can-Spam Act, and they have to make sure that all their subscribers are abiding by the Can-Spam Act. So if they take his database and they let somebody else send messages to his people, and those people complain, they're getting hit with $16,000 fines for every email they're sending. I don't think they want to do that.
Absolutely. One of the alternatives I was thinking was, is there some way to redirect that to a database that you own through Constant Contact or one of those email providers?
You
Same
can
thing.
put it this way,
The same.
I have software to do a form input to lead into the database for the CRM that we have for ERS. Okay, I have not activated it because nobody here is going to know how to use it, and quite frankly, I don't have the time to teach people to use it. Okay. GetResponse is a very reputable company. It's used by some of the largest companies in the country. They don't abuse the data. They're contractually
They've been
obligated.
around for years.
Can you back it up, all those leads that
You can export your database.
Right.
Okay, so that way if you cancel your account, you can lose all your data.
You can, we call it train your account and then close it if you want to do that. But as Pete said, they're extremely reputable company. It's not a fly-by-night organization. These people, one of their clients is Coca-Cola. So you asked a question about how to get started, and I would recommend that everybody go to YouTube, the great source of knowledge in the universe, and conduct a search. Go to YouTube and type in this. How can I help promote my business using lead pages? And you'll get the phone book. You get literally a library video, and I suggest you watch them. They're like 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 12 minutes at the most, something
Your
like
best bet
that.
is to subscribe to leadpages.net.
There you go.
Email us.
Yeah.
They have free courses that they'll send to you in your email that teach you everything you need to know about how to use lead capture pages.
And you can watch as much or as little of that type of stuff before you make a decision, but pull the trigger on something. Yeah.
Just a response about the concern of, because all our data right now are online. Okay, that's why we call it global billers. So the best thing, if you're a business owner, you have to protect your asset by having identity theft.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Because you cannot protect GetResponse because it's not your server, it's not your database. You're just a client too.
You're using the
Gmail is not
space.
your server either.
Yeah.
Yahoo.
Yahoo, you don't own Yahoo.
Yeah.
Gmail.
It's all the same thing.
Nobody owns the internet, so who's gonna protect the internet? Nothing. So
Yeah.
it's you as a business owner.
The reality is the detriment you do yourself in terms of limiting the scope that you can grow your business without utilizing these types of technological platforms is going to far outweigh any possible remote, and I mean remote threat, that your information will be taken, stolen, or utilized in some other way that's without your knowledge.
If we know too much, then we are working in the Bay Area in the computer IT field.
Sure. That's about all I got. I want to give you a couple other sites. If you don't like I don't really think I have a good radio voice. So when I do a lot of video and audio type commercials or stuff like that, I use a company or website called Fiverr.com. Anyone ever heard of that? Fiverr. Fiverr.com.
It's amazing what some people will do for a $5.
Yeah. You've got professional DJs on there who you give them they'll charge you $5 for a 40-word script. They'll read your script in a professional voice recorded on professional recording equipment. It sounds fabulous, and it's $5. And then you get that audio files. They'll make videos for you. Some people design logos for your business. They do basically anything you can think of, or that you think you need to do. Go to Fiverr and see if someone will do it for $5 first. Because I tell you, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I can't quite figure out how some of these people on there that are willing to spell your name in the sand with rocks for $5 have like 100 references. Really?
Yeah, it's amazing, but it's a great site to check out. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I had one somebody key their name in the snow.
For $5.
$5.
And they have upgrade levels. So like if you have a longer script, what they'll say is they call it a gig. So one thing is a gig. For $5, every gig is $5. So if you need them to do 80 words, that's 2 gigs. So you have to pay them $10. And then they have other upgraded services. But you'll see
still
that.
ridiculously cheap.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We did just shot a video and streamed together a video and paid a guy on Fiverr $20, and he did like a 200-word script in different segments and provided me the audio files, and he threw in a bunch of extra stuff too. And it was professionally recorded. I mean, he's a young guy. He's got a real nice radio voice, and he just sounds professional. It's just perfectly done. It cost me $20, and I've got a professional audio track on a commercial.
And there's people who advertise their English accent.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you. You can go to Fiverr. You're looking for that British accent. They'll do it. I'll record your something. I'll be your spokesperson in a British accent, and it's like, wow, you get it. It's like, wow, that sounds like.
I sound more intelligent than you for $5.
Another one is, I think I gave it yesterday, but just in case you didn't get it, imgur.com.
What was that?
imgur.com. It's an image hosting site. So a lot of sites, like we talked, I think Pete, it was yesterday, you're talking about doing your email signature. A lot of them won't let you put an image in there from your hard drive, or it's not optimal to do so. So you can use these image hosting sites. And all that means is you upload the image to, you go to imgur.com, you get an account, it's free, there's no cost, and you can upload your library of images, and whenever you need to call upon one to load it, whether it's an email signature or a blog page or your WordPress stuff or whatever, the website will generate a link and an embed code. It'll generate a whole bunch of stuff. And you just grab whichever one you need, place it, or embed it as you need to do so, and then whenever someone loads that page anywhere on the internet, that image will load from your library. So it's an online, web-based image hosting platform, and it's free. So get that and just upload your library of images there, whether it's your logo, things that you would think that you would need to load to do social media, to build profiles, to do advertising and marketing, whatever you need, but it's free. So that's all I've got. Mike, yeah, one more question?
Yes. I have a question.
Yeah.
All when you show this is we have to have the domain, website hosting, maintaining, right?
You can, or you don't have to. Let's say WordPress, for example, will give you a default URL. For the lead pages and lead forms, both GetResponse and leadpages.net will assign a URL. So you create a lead form, and it automatically gets a URL. Now, if you want to go to GoDaddy and have your own custom domain and then have it assigned to or point to that lead form specifically, you can do that. But all of the systems that I've reviewed here today actually will automatically auto-generate a URL for you, which you can use by default. They're long and ugly.
There is that they'll host it for you.
Yeah, and they're long and ugly sometimes, but if you can disguise that with a hyperlink. So if you're doing it in email, you can say, click here or whatever, and then go to your email client's link tool and put the actual URL there, so it's not this long, ugly URL displayed in the email. It can be something as simple as click here for more info or something like that. Mike?
Oh, thank you. I'm building a website for Orwelling RS, and some of our associates and agents wanted to get hold of some of our logos, the ERS logos.
Okay.
And I've been just thinking about other websites, basically. we need those PNG files. So that we
You just send an email to Linda and just ask her for a copy of the high
That's the way to
res.
do it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, she has all of them.
She has all.
We should have her put them up on.
Thank you.
On the back office, that'd be a good idea. So that, yeah,
Who are you using for with your web page hosting? Or whatever?
right now I'm using, I always originate my URLs at GoDaddy, just what I do, and then I transfer them, or I do a DNS, a domain name server change, over to either GetResponse, WordPress. I use WordPress. They all allow you to do that. In a moment, we should have our own replicatable websites from Mr. Capalma here, and then you can do the same thing with that service as well. So basically, everyone get out there and do your number one function, get out in the world, meet people, and come back, feed the whole, grow your database, grow your business. Thank you.